Okay. Here we are
ready?
back.
Here we are, Elvis Fans Matter, and we back on the set. Well, actually it's the table, but we don't call it the set.
Well, it's better around the kitchen table.
Yeah, round and around. Anyway, today, I got my feathers up. What you talking about? I ain't happy at all. And what I'm talking about, and I hate to go against anybody too much, but today I'm gonna correct a whole lot of stuff. And I'm gonna start with this. Researchers are good. They do a good job. And I'm talking about the researchers of Elvis. They do a good job and all that, but a lot of times their information is third or fourth hand information, you know, and that's just not good enough because so many times it's wrong. I've been corrected, or felt like I have been corrected several times by Spy Guy. For instance, it's like North Green Street. North Green Street extended a good little ways further down than what he showed. And the best of my knowledge and what I was told, I was little, I don't exactly remember, but I would think my mother and daddy did. I believe we, at the time, lived on the farm, and Elvis lived in a duplex. The best, might have been just another house, but I'm thinking it was a duplex on North Green Street. So that's one thing. I think his area is a little bit off. But that's neither here nor there. Now the second thing is, he brought up the fact that Shake Rag was 10 miles away. So it was. It wasn't like Vernon didn't have a car then. Or maybe he thought he didn't have enough chance to drive. I don't know which, but let me tell you about Shake Rag. I've told a story. Of course, I could have went into a lot more detail, I guess, so that's what I'm fixing to do. Every once in a while, you drive down to Shake Rag. Now, crime back then wasn't like it is today. I mean, you pretty much go anywhere and do whatever you wanted to back then. And there would be a lot of bargains in that part, even though, you know, it was basically a black community. It was still, you know, places that you'd shop a lot of times. Now, he's talking about it's 10 miles in that way. Well, I know one time, and I was very little, but just barely can remember it, but we drove there. Now, one or two times that Elvis drove down there with his parents, he was a little bit older. And they would drive down there, and it would be late afternoon, sometimes even dark. And he listened to different music. It was down there. They would walk up and down in that area, and he would listen to different music like blues, jazz, and gospel. And the reason being is most of the time, a lot of black folks would sit out and they would play, you know, either guitar, or sometimes they'd have more than one instrument. And the reason they done that was because they usually had a hat or a can or whatever they could have for money. And they played basically for money. So that's where Elvis heard a whole lot of his music. It's like that. Then they would simply get in the car, Mr. Spy Guy, and they'd drive back home. Now another thing is that really hacked me off was when he told about my daddy, Luther Gable, and Uncle Vernon about forging a check. Well, it wasn't forged on another check. They said Vernon let them copy the signature. No, they changed the check. And they changed it from $4 to $40 is what I was told several times. And this information not only came from my mom and daddy, but it also came from Elvis. So the check was cashed, and Vernon, I love him to death. Not trying to say anything against him or my daddy or Luther Gable. They were all wrong. They were wrong. Of course, back then they were desperate, and so they got caught. Well, first of all, my daddy couldn't read or write. He didn't learn to write his name until we moved to Graceland, and that was probably late 58, maybe 59, that he learned to write his name, and me and Mama taught him to write his name. Now Luther could, but still, go
And
back to
Vernon
this, and Vernon could.
But he,
Uncle Vernon was just as much involved in that whole scheme as they were. So, and I'm not taking anything against Uncle Vernon, he was a good man. But they, you know, like everybody else, things were really tough back then. So to blame it on the other two and more or less skim over and let Vernon be like,
like he
little-
was younger.
little younger and
Yeah.
little,
Naive.
more more apt not to do anything. He wasn't at that time. He was just as much involved. Now, he didn't have any kind of a record. I'm sure my daddy probably and Luther Gable probably had drunk and disorderly. Because, my daddy was a big drinker. Don't mind saying it. But still, my daddy turned out to be a good man, too. Luther, I don't know what happened to him. But to go on, that's another thing that agitated me.
It was told firsthand by your parents and Elvis
Right.
to you, so
Yeah.
that would be better than somebody researching a hearsay.
So, I could go on and on, but I'm not, because I don't want to, Now, Spy Guy, I will say this. He does a lot of research, and he has some really good videos. I'm not taking anything away from that. But let me tell you, Spy Guy, you claim to be one of the best historians on Elvis,
The best.
the best from what I understand, that's living. Well, let me correct you, buddy. As long as I'm alive, you'll always be number 2. Because you hearsay, I don't. Remember that. Not that I don't care about you, but, just get you, when you go into facts, if it's something you're really not sure of, you can always ask me, and I may answer you and I may not. It just depends on what kind of mood I am at the time and how
If we're going to use it in a video.
and we may be going to use it ourselves, so I'm not going to answer you. But with that, I'm going to let that close this segment, and I hope everybody understands my frustration with it. And just remember that Elvis fans,
Elvis fans matter.
y'all didn't get with me.
Very good.
Welcome back to Elvis Fans Matter. As you can see, we got the same guitar on, and I'm just about gone. This is vodka and orange juice. No. But anyway, I want to talk about watching movies and all. We used to go to the theater so much. Elvis did. And
Sometimes maybe 1, 2, or 3 movies a
yeah,
night. Depending
it's
on.
just depending. The Memphian was one of the main ones, but I can even remember back when,
Crosstown.
well, Crosstown, but I'm talking about like when Anita was, we'd go downtown to theaters, downtown Memphis, and watch movies. And Elvis, he got to where, he wanted to rent them after, after they closed and all. That way he had, his privacy, and plus whoever, he wanted to let in and watch them and all.
Plus, he could get whatever movie he wanted
Yeah.
from the film exchange.
Right, that's where he got most of his movies. A lot of people, I don't think they understood that, but the film exchange is where all the films come in. They
That go out to all the theaters.
they old films, but all the new ones come into the film exchange too, and they kept up with all the new ones.
So just because a movie was not showing or was showing at a certain theater didn't mean that Elvis had to go to that theater to see it,
No.
because
No.
he would get that, especially the new movies, he would get them after hours, and he would take them to whatever theater he wanted to
Yeah.
go to.
That's
That's
get
what
them
we
from
did.
the film exchange. Usually
one
he'd
of the
have one
guys
of the
would
guys
go get
go
them.
pick them up. If it was something new, he would say, look, get this movie if they got it.
I remember
And,
when he got Jaws, and what was that one? Spy that came.
Shag? No, when that was Spy that came out of the gold.
Yeah, and we
But yeah, I mean, we'd go to the movies, man, and I know one, he was, Lionel Jeffries and
Oh, yeah.
Todd,
can't think of
golly,
the Hellions.
Todd Slaughter, no,
not
I'm sorry, Todd. I guess,
Sorry, Todd.
that's English fan club president. Dang, I can't think
I
of his
can't
name.
think of his
Anyway,
name.
the name of the movie was The Hellions.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a British-made movie. I bet we watched that sucker,
Oh God.
what, half a dozen times.
Yeah.
And he loved it. And that was back in the early 60s, and it struck me as funny a little later. It didn't right then, but I think maybe so. The woman in it was very pretty, and her name was Priscilla in the movie. So, I don't know if that dawned on Elvis, or he never really said if it did. But anyway, he watched that one. Man, we watched, oh golly, I don't know, all kinds of movies. I know.
He might turn one on, and if it didn't sit right,
If he didn't like it,
he'd like,
shut it off and go to the
Shut it
next
off.
one. I know we watched Atari, and was all kind of enjoying that. And that crazy Joe Esposito, he got to seeing how the gazelles and all look like running TVs and stuff like that with the antennas. And all kind. We was always doing crazy stuff like that.
we always
Another-
picked them apart. Picked
Oh
out
yeah,
the movies.
we made,
Elvis was
we had
bad
to have
about
fun
that.
out of it. That's, we always done that. And then, I know we saw, oh gosh, man, I don't know how many movies.
Oh my gosh.
One of my favorites was, and I think Elvis really liked it. We watched it 2 or 3 times. It was called Human Factor.
Yeah, George
And
Kennedy.
It was George Kennedy, and never seen it again since then. But that was one.
That was a
good
great movie.
boy.
Human Factor.
And like I say, we watched so many of them. Now there's been some controversy, now that I've got this on my mind, about the last theater and movie that Elvis watched, and where he watched it at. Well, some people had said it was a Southbrook Theater. Now, he may have gone to the Southbrook Theater. Pretty sure he did. But not the last movie. The last theater Elvis went to was Whitehaven Cinema,
Yeah.
which was on Elvis Presley and Laudine. Set right in front of,
The Oakshire Apartments.
no,
Not the Oakshire, the
Whitehaven Plaza.
White, yeah.
And the bowling alley and a lot of other stuff was around in that shopping mall. And,
What was the name of those apartments? Royal Oak Apartments.
Yeah, well,
The ones you used to live in when you were
Royal Oak Apartments. Yeah, but they were
facing the yeah.
They would be right. Royal Oak would be facing it. Laudine run east and west, best I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but that was the last one that he went to. Somebody said, Ginger said it was the Southbrook. Yeah.
We have been to the Southbrook before.
Yeah,
But not.
And some lady had told it that she had taken a picture of Elvis coming in or going out or something.
On the last
on the
right before
last
his
one.
death.
That's I'm not disputing her word on that she took the picture and it was probably coming out of the Southbrook or going in the gates of Graceland, but that could have been any time. That doesn't mean it was the last one, because
Yeah, but the picture she's talking about is the one where we're in the Stutz with Elvis
with Elvis, yeah.
and Ginger and Lisa and Joey. Also went to that movie with us that night. The kids were out
but
there.
that picture was taken coming from
Liberty Land.
Liberty Land.
Yeah, it was at
wasn't
night
taking it,
because we only did things like that at nighttime. So
everything closed.
Yeah.
Anything he done usually. But anyway, like I said, the Whitehaven Cinema. Some of the kids was there. I know Lisa and Joey were there.
Yeah.
Now Danny was spending the night with one of his buddies or Rory. I'm not really sure, but he didn't go.
And just because like I said earlier in another video, just because that movie may not have been showing at that theater didn't mean Elvis couldn't get it and
No,
show it at that
no.
theater.
Could have been
Because-
it could have been the spy who came out of the cold.
That
yeah.
he got and
because
showed
it
at
sent
that movie.
leaks into the film exchange, and if they had it, which believe me, they had
They
several
had
copies
everything.
of it. And pick it up and bring it out there and watch it.
Yeah.
So we went to the Crosstown many a times, and I told about that. And I think I told about.
Later years is when we started going to the Southbrook and the Whitehaven Cinema. The earlier years we always went out
To the Memphian?
Memphian and Crosstown and
yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
like you said, downtown. But
The Memphian more because it was so easy.
and he liked.
I hate phones.
Did Mr. Schaefer? did Mr. and Miss Schaefer own the Memphian? Or they?
No, Mr. Schaefer owned a lot of theaters, but
Yeah.
he didn't own.
I didn't know.
He owned a lot of theaters plus drive-in theaters. So,
I knew
but
they did.
anyway, he was a good friend of Elvis's. Him and his wife, Paul Schaefer was his name. A lot of you won't know who he is. A lot of you may. But anyway, movies and all were, they were a lot of fun, and we went to a heap of them over the years. And
Remember the night we went in, and it was about probably about 12 o'clock. We went, and we saw 3 movies, and it was daylight when we came out, and it was snowing. We
Yeah.
had no idea that it had started to snow, but when we came out, it was snowing.
yeah,
So
that was a Memphian.
snowing, I say snowing because I'm from the south, and I cut everything off. So saying all my ings, I say in.
Ding ding, walla walla bing bing, or something like that. Anyway,
But we did everything like that at night, like
we did stuff in the daytime. Are you crazy?
yeah, but not
Not
like
too much.
not too much. We slept mostly in the daytime. We were like vampires.
Yeah. But anyway, like I say, that come to mind, and I was, thinking about. Now, I don't mean to run down, anybody, or the fact that I know they're selling tickets to the Southbrook to watch it, and believe me, it's a good place, to
It has a
go.
lot of history. We did go there a lot.
And I know now, and Billy Stanley, he knows a whole lot about, going to the movies and all. But Billy won that to last.
Billy wasn't at Graceland in
yeah.
76 and 77.
Uh,
Billy Stanley.
we're talking about Billy Stanley, right? And
He was
wasn't
not-
at the movie, but he went to.
He was
like I say,
not there when the Pantera got shot.
No,
He was not there during the movie days.
he wasn't
when-
there when Charlie got slapped.
He wasn't there when Charlie got slapped. So I don't know.
I don't mean to run you down, Billy, but
no,
fact
love
is
you to
fact.
death, Billy, but
You know,
you know,
today is shoot people out of the saddle day.
You
and
knew-
hap-
you know
and
better.
you happen to be riding on a Shetland pony something with these.
you know better.
But anyway,
And
we've
and
covered that.
we're up for debate too. If anybody wants to debate it, we're up for debate.
Yes, sir. Anytime,
And we've
anywhere.
got. You can ask people like
and not only
Dean
that,
DeCopolis, Sam Thompson.
we'll be glad to debate and anybody that wants to join in can.
Yeah,
The invitation's open.
researchers and all.
Yep. Anybody, because I think I can hold my own with the
I think
best
so
of them.
too. It's a difference about hearsay and being there, or telling the story and being in the story.
Well,
Being
it's like
live.
I've said, historians and researchers are great, especially your good ones that know what they're doing.
Right.
But not being there and just researching it and studying it to know it never trumps actually living it.
Right.
and
No,
being
it
there.
doesn't.
But anyway, I don't get on that again. Just remember what do we always say?
Elvis fans matter.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.